Hi there guys, my name's Cody. If you haven't seen my videos before, you might not know, but I am a diagnosed schizophrenic, and today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be watching a compilation of videos I've taken while having schizophrenic episodes. People with schizophrenia can have a lot of different symptoms, primarily hallucinations, delusions, and paranoia. The videos that I'm about to show you are instances where I was having either visual or auditory hallucinations. I have a couple different techniques for when I am struggling with auditory and visual hallucinations, and one of those techniques is that I'll actually use my phone or webcam to see if the person I'm talking to is really there or if they're a hallucination. Now, when I use my phone camera or my webcam, the hallucination won't appear on my screen. I don't exactly know why this is. I know there has been studies done on it before. I don't know exactly why it works. All I know is that it's been effective for me in my experiences with hallucination. I did upload this video last week, so if you want to watch this video independently, go check it out. It is also here on my page. I do want to have a trigger warning for anyone who is currently struggling with psychosis or schizophrenic symptoms. Do not watch this video if you are feeling like this could trigger your symptoms or cause you to harm yourself or others. I am in a safe environment, I have taken my medication, and my wife is standing by in case I do have any symptoms from watching this video. I am a little bit nervous for this, but I'm really excited to watch some of these videos again. A lot of these I have not seen since I posted them on TikTok. Let's get started with the first one here.
I can't tell, I hear someone and I can't tell if they're in the office.
So I do remember this one. This was a really short video, and I believe I posted a couple, one after another, because at the time I was doing my nonprofit full-time, and I was spending a lot of time in my office. And since I was also going to school, most of the time I was there after hours, and I would have symptoms sometimes when I was there. This particular instance, I remember turning off the lights in the room I was in, because I thought the hallucinations that I was having were in that room. So I was having visual and auditory at this time. The auditory hallucinations were what was really bothering me, but when I looked into the next room, I was seeing visual hallucinations in there as well, which was creating a really unfortunate situation where I didn't want to leave and I felt like I was stuck in the office, which only made the symptoms worse. So this one I know is kind of unique because I actually have watched this one several times. It's not often that I find myself talking to more than one hallucination. This one was kind of unique for me because I get a lot of camera footage of me talking to a hallucination when it's a visual hallucination. Now, usually when I have visual hallucinations, I'm also having auditory hallucinations as well, just meaning that the people I'm seeing are also communicating with me. So in this video, I was playing a video game, I believe it was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and in the corner of my room, in the far corner, I do remember seeing someone standing there, as well as standing right outside the door, which is the other side of me. So once we get into this, you'll see that I'm looking both outside of the room and back in the corner. Right as the video starts off, I'm actually looking at a hallucination I saw in the hallway, and I didn't think much of it at first.
Hello?
And then I started talking to the hallucination. Right there when I looked in the corner is actually when I was seeing the second hallucination. I hadn't started talking to it yet, but that was the moment where I first noticed it.
I'm playing games. I'm not ready yet.
A lot of people ask me what my hallucinations say to me when I'm having these episodes. I don't always remember. In this case, it seems like it was a pretty basic conversation. A lot of the times my hallucinations, especially auditory hallucinations, will tell me things like, you need to go to bed, you have to get up in the morning, you have so much to do, you're falling behind on everything. And so I get a lot of those negative voices. So sometimes they will manifest in a way where they're telling me to go to sleep, and I think that's what's happening in this video. I don't usually remember the conversations I have afterwards, but for the most part, it's something that I can't really recall looking back on.
Hold on a little bit. Can't hear my game. Shut up.
A lot of people ask me why I say shut up or shush my hallucinations. I do want to start by saying no, it's not effective. It doesn't get them to stop talking. It's almost like a reflex at this point. It's more like a verbal response when I'm having auditory hallucinations that I can't really control.
Allison? I will go to bed when I'm done. Go.
At the end of the video there, you'll see that I actually reached for my face. And I'm fairly certain that if I would have continued playing that video, you would have started seeing physical tics. I have a tendency when I'm having auditory hallucinations to plug my ears, hold my head, and hit my face. I do have coping mechanisms now where I'm trying to be better at not doing that, because I've actually hurt myself a lot by hitting myself in the face during episodes. But I think if the video would have continued, you probably would have seen some of that. In this next video, I was actually taking a nap in my office. It was like midday, and I just decided to take a nap, which I never do, and I actually woke up to having auditory hallucinations, and shortly into this video, I start having visual hallucinations as well.
Allison?
I do check if Allison's there a lot of the time just to see if maybe that's what I'm hearing, and sometimes it is.
Scared me.
So you'll notice I just saw a hallucination in the gaming chair in the corner. One of the most common questions I get asked is, Cody, if you saw someone sitting in the corner of your office, why weren't you afraid? This is really tough for me to explain as a person with schizophrenia, because in the moment, it feels like I know that person. All of my hallucinations come with a little bit of delusion. So when it's happening, I don't realize it. There are moments of clarity where I start to recognize that the person I'm seeing may not be real, and that's when I start using my coping techniques, like using my phone to identify if they're really there. Or in this video, as you're going to see, I actually take an item and toss it at the hallucination to see if they catch it. That's something I don't do a lot anymore because I have made the mistake of throwing things at real people. So I've had to find different types of mechanisms to figuring out if the people that I'm talking to are real or not.
Work.
I think I just flipped off the hallucination.
Touch.
Okay, so right there, I actually took a Kleenex box and threw it at the chair. Now, although this was temporarily effective, if I had been more delusional, if I had been without medication, I have actually had hallucinations like avoid things when I throw them at them. It's not like it goes right through them. It just helps me realize that if they avoid it altogether, they're probably not really there. Sometimes they'll disappear pretty suddenly. Most of the time, just because I recognize they're not there doesn't mean they go away. That does allow me to start rationalizing it, being a little more coherent, and having the ability to question if the person is really there or not.
Stop.
I recognized that those hallucinations were not real, but as I put in the text there, the auditory hallucination still continued after recognizing that the visual hallucination was not actually there. Alright, I actually don't remember this one. My room is a mess, though. Oh, I was cleaning my office, is what the text says. Makes sense. So usually if I'm biting my nails and shushing, it means I've probably already started to identify that I am having symptoms.
Oh. Hey.
I completely forgot about this one. I actually hurt my ankle really bad in this video because the table in the center of my office there, I hit the leg of that table as I was jumping backwards. What I was seeing was actually kind of scary in this video. This was different than my typical everyday symptoms. This hallucination appeared in the doorway and actually started coming towards me very quickly, which frightened me, which caused me to jump back. This isn't something I deal with a lot anymore now that I'm medicated. My hallucinations used to be so much more real and so much scarier before I had medication, before I was going through treatment. I used to have a lot more symptoms like this. This was kind of a one-off for me for how my symptoms have been recently. That one was kind of hard to watch. I did forget about that one, and those hallucinations are so hard to deal with because not only do I have to deal with how mentally taxing it is, in situations like this where it causes me to hurt myself, now I'm also having to deal with physical ramifications of my hallucinations. There are a few more of these videos in this compilation, and I think I'm going to do a part 2 of this. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions from this video, specifically about my schizophrenia or what I deal with, please leave them below in the comments. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I am going to be making a huge shift to YouTube because I think this allows me to have more time to break down my videos and really talk about what's going on, what I'm feeling. And I think this could be insanely important, not only for people struggling with schizophrenia, but also for people who just want to better understand the illness. Once again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it interesting. Be sure to follow, and I will see you guys same time next week.